Good evening. My name is Georg Olav. I am chieftain of Njødarheimer in Gudvangen. I'd like to read to you. And I'd like to start with the seat of the gods at the ash of Yggdrasil. This book was written some 700 years ago by a guy from Iceland called Snorri. So here it is. Gangleri asked, "Where is the chief place of sanctuary of the gods?" High One replied, "It is by the ash Yggdrasil, where every day the gods have to hold court." Then Gangleri asked, "What is that place famous for?" Then Justice High said, "The ash is the best and greatest of all trees. Its branches spread out over the whole world and reach up over heaven. The tree is held in position by 3 roots that spread far out. One is among the Æsir, the second among the frost ogres, where Ginnungagap once was, and the third extends over Niflheim. Under that root is the well Verglamir, but Nidhogg gnaws at the root from below. Under the root that turns in the direction of the frost ogres lies the spring of Mimir, in which is hidden wisdom and understanding. Mimir is the name of the owner of the spring. He is full of wisdom because he drinks water from the spring out of the horn Yol. Allfather came there and asked for a single drink from the spring, but he did not get it until he had given one of his eyes as a pledge. As it says in the prophecy, "I know for certain, Odin, where you concealed your eye in the famous spring of Mimir, mead the drink of every morning from the pledge of the fathers of the slain. Do you know any more or not?" The third root of the ash tree is in the sky, and under that root is the very sacred spring called the spring of Urd. There the gods hold their court of justice. The Æsir ride up to that place every day over the bridge Bifrost, which is also known as the bridge of the Æsir. The names of the horses of the gods are as follows. Sleipnir is the best, and Odin's own. Him he has 8 legs. The second is Glad. The third, Gilir, and the fourth, Glen. The fifth, Skeidbrimir. The sixth, Silfrintop. The 7th, Sinir, and the 8 Gils. The 9th, Falhofnir. The 10th, Gulltopp. The 11th, Lettfetti. Baldur's horse was burned with him. Thor walks to the court, wading through the rivers that have these names. Kormt and Ormt, and both the Kerlaugar. These must Thor wade through every day when he goes to give judgment at Yggdrasil's ash. Since the bridge of the Æsir is flaming with fire, the sacred waters glow. Then Gangleri asked, "Does fire burn over Bifrost?" High One replied, "The red you see in the rainbow is flaming fire. If it were possible for all who wanted to go over Bifrost to do so, the frost ogres and cliff giants would scale heaven." There are many beautiful places in heaven, and they are all under divine protection. There is a beautiful hall near the spring under the ash tree, and from it come 3 maidens, whose names are Urd, Verdani, Skuld. These maidens shape the lives of men, and we call them Norns. There are, however, more Norns, those that come to every child that is born in order to shape its life. And these are beneficent. Others belong to the family of the elves, and a third group belongs to the family of the dwarves, as it says here. Of different origins are the Norns, I think, not all of one kindred. Some come from Aesir kin, some from the elves, and some are the daughters of Dvalin. Then Gangleri asked, if the Norns decide the fates of men, they appoint very equal destinies for them. For some have a good and abundant life, but others have little wealth or fame. Some have a long life, and others a short one. High One said, the good Norns who come from good stock shape good lives, but people who meet with misfortune owe it to the evil Norns. Then Gangleri asked, in what order way is the ash tree remarkable? High One said, there is a great deal to tell about it. In the branches of the ash sits an eagle, and it is very knowledgeable. And between its eyes sits a hawk called Vedrfolnir. A squirrel called Ratatosk springs up and down the ash tree and conveys words of abuse exchanged between the eagle and Nidhogg. 4 harts leap about the branches of the ash and eat the shoots. These are their names: Dain, Dvalin, Dunair, Dorator. And along with Nidhor in Vergmir, there are so many serpents that no tongue can count them, as it says here. The ash Yggdrasil endures more pain than men perceive. The heart devours it from above and the sides of its decay. Nidhogg is gnawing from below. It is said, these are more serpents under the ash Yggdrasil than fool can imagine. Goin and Moin, Graf Vitnir's sons, Grabak and Grafvolud, Ofnir and Swafnir, I think that they will destroy forever that ash tree's branches. It is said further that the Norns who live near the spring of Urd draw water from the spring every day, and along with it the clay that lies round about the spring, and they besprinkle the ash so that its branches shall not wither or decay. But that water, it is so sacred that everything that comes into the spring becomes as white as the film or skin that lies within an eggshell, as it is said here. I know an ash tree, known as Yggdrasil, tall tree and sacred, besprent with white clay. Thence come the dews that fall in the dales. It stands evergreen over Urd's spring. The dew that falls down from it to the earth is called honeydew by men, and the bees feed on it. 2 birds are nourished from the spring of Urd. They are called swans, and from them have come the birds of this name. That was the story for now. Let's see later. Have a good night.